Hello to all of the listeners from our wonderful pentagram here in the Pride Ring, and welcome to the radio broadcast. The time is at the moment 6 p.m. and I am your host, Alastor, or as many of you call me, the Radio Demon. Today we're going to be having a very different type of radio broadcast, most likely no screams this time, so we apologize to the more sadistic of our listeners. No. Today, my dear loathsome sinners, I'm going to be having an interview with one of you. Yes, I know it's quite shocking, but I believe that a few different broadcasts once in a while can be quite entertaining. So, what I did was pluck one of you lower sinners off of the street and I brought them here with a little less compliance than I had personally hoped. And they are sitting here, right in front of me, most likely waiting for their turn to speak. So, why don't we begin with this new and wonderful broadcast for all of you? Say, my dear, how about we start off with your name? Ah, so your name is Listener. What an interesting name. Much better than most of the names I hear around here, like Lucifer or Adam. Anyways, how do you like the look of the hotel? It seems like they rebuilt it while I was away for a while. Oh, you like the look of it? Why don't you get a room then? I'm sure the princess would love to have you, even if this hotel has nothing that would interest most of you sinners. After all of you down here simply want to revel in the sin that you had to hide while we were all alive on that terrible place called Earth. Oh, you actually want to join the hotel, but you just haven't because of the people around you? Well, my friend, after this interview, I'll just have to drag you down there myself and introduce you to the rest of the residents. Even the Overlord of Hell, Lucifer's here, and let me tell you before you meet him, he is in fact shorter in person. Oh wait, let me rephrase. He's the King of Hell and not an Overlord, although I personally feel that Overlord has a much better ring to it than King. Don't you? Anyways, we're getting off track, so let me ask you another question for our dear listeners. How did you die? Yes, I know it's a very basic question, but what sinner doesn't enjoy talking about their own gruesome and traumatic death? Nobody does. Oh, well, you don't have much of a choice in the matter here, so go on, shake a leg. So you died from a heart attack while on the way home from the drugstore? That's quite boring. I would expect more from the person that I grabbed from the streets, something more thrilling and entertaining for the masses listening. Now dear, don't cry, don't you know you're never fully dressed without a smile? So take those lips on your small little face and turn them upside down. How did I die? Well, I suppose as I asked you, it is fair for you to ask me as well. So how about we just leave it at me dying of a dog-related incident? I don't want to give too much to all of our dear listeners after all, and who knows who else could be listening to our program. But I do believe that is all the time we have for the broadcast today. So I will see you tomorrow with a bunch of fresh new screams. Ha 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 ha! That was truly great. I should do this more often than you. Yes, you did wonderful. What an amazing performance. But in the future, maybe go with a more interesting way to die. This is hell after all, and lying to millions of people is a regular occurrence. You would like to rejoin the broadcast further in the future? That could be arranged. So why don't we make a deal? No, not for your soul, not yet at least. I simply want to make a deal where you rejoin the broadcast in the future if my dear listeners enjoyed you. Aha, listeners. Ha 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 ha, I crack myself up. Oh, pardon me, yes, of course, I'll guide you around the hotel right now. I am its facility manager after all, so I do know where everything important is. Everyone is away at the moment, dealing with some sort of angel business or something, so we will be completely uninterrupted during your personal tour by me. So, this is of course my radio tower, where I host all of my broadcasts, and if you walk down here, you'll see a door that leads inside the hotel. Be careful not to trip though, since you would be quite the trouble to clean up down there. So this here is Charlie, the owner of the hotel, and her girlfriend Vaggy's room. And a little further down the corridor there is Angel Dust's room. Please don't talk about what he does outside of the hotel. It sickens me every time I hear about it. And if you are a fan of his, make sure not to ruin any of the carpets or couches or anything. Understood? Ah, here we have my room. It really is quite charming, wouldn't you say? I do really like that personal swamp I have in there. And right next to my room will be yours. Isn't that just wonderful? What's the big painting for? Ah, yes, right. That is the painting of one fellow called Penchus. It appears that he died during that whole angel attack fiasco. I personally don't understand why they care so much, though he was one of the only people that have actually been able to touch me in an outright confrontation in the past. But what is more important is for you to see this amazing bar that I've set up. This is where one of the employees of the hotel constantly spends his time. I don't know if you've heard of him before, but maybe you would recognize the name Husker? Oh, you don't? Oh, don't mind me. I just find it quite entertaining that you don't know of him. But trust me, that's not important for you to know, especially now that we've reached the reception desk, where I can sign you into the hotel. So just wait a second while I get you the contract. No, this contract isn't for your soul or anything. It's mostly so you can get access to everything from the hotel. You even get your own unlimited credit card that you can use outside of the hotel. Yes, I know it's quite extravagant, but it seems they want to go all out after having rebuilt the hotel. So just sign your name on the dotted line and your new life in hell will begin. I politely welcome you to the Hazbin Hotel, and I hope that you enjoy your stay.